Okay, here we are for the basics number 3. The fun thing about the basics is it really lets us kind of separate things from really breaking it down to a beginner standpoint, from somebody who's really never been involved in the martial arts. Now, the problem with the basics on this particular one is this is a stance that really has become popularized not just by Kempo people, but Jeet Kune Do. This is a huge stance in Jeet Kune Do. Even some of the measurements for it are kind of the same, which is kind of interesting. But I'm sure eventually we'll kind of get into that. So a fighting stance or a neutral stance. If we were to use, say, an analogy for stabilizing a base, the horse stance is really the foundation that you're building the house off of. This is the floor that you're going to be walking around on. So it's kind of an offshoot of a neutral stance. What you're going to do is do the same width. You're going to heels out, flatten, and get all perpendicular. Now, this isn't going to be as much facing this way as it is facing that way. So you're going to take your stance, move it to the side, and from here, your center line, or where your toes should meet together, you're going to put your heel on the other side of that. So if you drew a straight line down from that toe, it should meet your back heel. What you're going to do from there, because your feet should not be perpendicular for this stance, it's in no way going to make it easier for you to move. You're going to bring them both to a 45-degree angle going away from each other perpendicularly, and then simply bend your knees. And that is your neutral bow stance. So you're facing this way. Your shoulders should be lined up with your hips, so they're all just more or less going at a 45-degree angle. Now, this is a right fighting stance. We'll get into hand placement and the rest of it, but this is the measurement on how to get a fighting stance. You want your feet angled, you want your center line going this way, and you want your toe to line up with that back heel if you were essentially looking along that straight line away from yourself. And that's really it, at least for now anyway. So from there, just bend your knees and you pretty much got it. So we're going to go more in depth on this one because you're going to use it for everything, and it's going to tie into a forward bow stance, reverse, quite a few different things. But that's it for now. See you later.